There is another thing I wanted to speak about is what I call perfect session. Something that you make like it's cycle of time.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a week for someone, it can be day for someone, it can be month, depending on your preferences and what are you doing. So the perfect session and is thing that describe like minimum amount of stuff that you able to do in some particular time amount, like week or day, not too do it, like make it done, but just keep doing it, processes that you just did, like with Nike, just do it. I like
Mm-hmm.
this saying because what
Consistency and
leads us
persistency.
come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there is like keep doing it stuff when you have the perfect session, when you have some kind of stuff to do at the day, like you wake up in the morning and you need to do something, like and depending on your, yeah, I'm starting to a little bit getting distracted. So I think numbers can help a lot with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have some kind of abstract processes and you can't say by some processes like did you move forward through this? Welcome back to Second Accident Podcast, episode 16. I'm your host Alex, and today we speak with Tobias from Megal Modash about consistency, persistency, discipline, and methods that we use on daily basis to survive on the market. And we don't speak about music market particularly. We speak about simple and effective methods that can be used in any kind of business, lifestyle, paid hobby, and so on. Basically, we speak about stuff that will help to survive your projects in a long-term perspective, which is why I think it would be cool to think about it together. I've learned a lot while recording this one, and I hope you will learn something for yourself as well. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get started. We have projects that we create for years, and then, for example, we find like, oh, that's a new thing. Like it was, I guess, half of a year before or a year before, when people just jumped into TikTok, and
Mm-hmm. TikTok.
I remember I woke up one day. Yeah, and I remember I woke up one day and I see everybody is on TikTok, and they stopped tweeting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They was all in the TikTok and in the Twitter, and something magic happens, and yeah, people stopped to do their regular stuff. I think it's would be interesting to actually speak about how you and how to find in general balance, like when you find a new thing, how not to jump into it, to like to spend all your time on this new thing, like
Mm-hmm.
without damaging all the stuff that you did before for your project.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I also a little bit victim about of this stuff, like when
Yeah,
you
I
jump
guess
into
I
it.
guess everyone is today a victim of this. Okay, so I will give you my take, and I can say some funny stuff also. Recently I checked. I'm not very often on my LinkedIn account. I have a LinkedIn account. If you want, if people out there want to connect with me. Um, and I saw one of my friends, or connected partners, posted, "Oh, so what do you think about Clubhouse? Clubhouse, is it a worthwhile thing? And is it bad that it only runs on iPhones and stuff?" And I was like, "What is Clubhouse? I never heard of this before. I don't know if you have heard of Clubhouse."
No, I
Anyway,
don't know what is it.
the point I'm trying to make is there is always something new coming up, and there's new things to find out. And so I got I got some funny comments of it, and people explained to me what Clubhouse is. I'm not gonna get into there. My point here is, it's really tough. You and I, we are both a one-man army. We can only do this much because there is an avalanche of new things coming out every day. So Clubhouse is for me. I don't need it. I don't care for it and whatever. Um, I decided for myself. I will kind of focus on a few things and then do them more correctly. And let you know now how I do it. Um, sorry, it will be a longer talk, so maybe take notes or whatever. Um, so let's get this thing. So I I had no idea with this whole social media stuff, and I honestly did not care much at all. But as I started as a radio DJ, and my the guy who runs our radio station, he is big on Twitter. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I have to do it, because he kind of asked me, so, but you have to announce your shows on Twitter as well, and stuff. And I go, oh, pfft, okay. So I did it. And then and then, first thing, I got into it a lot. Oh, yeah, let's see how many followers I can get. And you remember I did this follow for follow. This is all bullshit. Don't do that. Because you get a lot of people, but it's only dead weight. You get people who don't care about your content, who will not retweet, who will not check what you're posting. It doesn't, don't get the follow for follow, or even worse, buy followers or something. Don't do that. This is only dead weight. Flat out, no. It looks cool. It looks, oh, you have a big number, but this is a number of zombies. There is they don't care about what you're doing. But anyway, I got into this a lot, and I I tweeted as much, so that I got temporarily banned from Twitter. Because I overdid it.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I couldn't tweet about it because I was so that's why you don't know. Yeah, and now I'm kind of. You see my Twitter feed. I tweet about the things I add to my playlist. And also to the radio shows I tweet about. And I will get into this a little bit more. And also when the radio DJ program I use automatically tweets whenever I send when I put out a song. And so this will be tweets. And sometimes I'm going on it and just having some fun. There was some pandemic jokes that were going on here in Germany, and I was kind of getting into it, hashtag pandemic funny stuff. And so I was, but also I don't have it on my phone anymore. I only use it from the computer. So because I don't want to get bothered by it anymore, because when it's out, boo, 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 I get a lot of blings. So not on my phone anymore. So just on the computer. And I use it for specific reasons. And I use it actually quite often, like once a day, I think, at least, whenever I have something to announce. At least 3 or 4 times a week I use it. So that's, getting to a healthy perspective, because it can get, really... So the same thing, what I post on Twitter, I also... I honestly have not really figured out Instagram still, So I'm also on Instagram, because Instagram I really like. Sometimes I connect through Twitter with bands I want to talk to, and it worked out in a couple of cases. But Instagram is much more easy to reach out to people, and that's why I'm very active. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm very active on Instagram to kind of... just ask artists and bands I like to talk with me. And so that's why I'm quite active. I'm more active there. But once again, of course, I have it on my phone, because they need you, when I add something. But I have not really figured out things. I usually use it on my computer as well to connect with people and write stuff. But sometimes, like I try when I do a radio show. Last night I did a radio show. I do some little live feed for a while at least, and put it out there just as a reminder. Okay, there is something, because I really have not... I don't want to get into it too much, I know there is programs and I can prepare things, and maybe I should. And we're getting to my closing argument. I'm also not on Facebook and in other social media things, Parler or whatever you want to name it, because I just... For myself, you can only do that much. So, and in order to keep a healthy balance, because I also I think I told you in the last talk already, I stopped to worry about followers and clicks and likes and stuff. I'm always happy if I got new followers and new likes and clicks and whatever. But I also try to get not too upset if I lose followers or if I get bad comments and whatever, because it kind of really it can mess you up. And when you only do content for the followers and I don't see myself, I am a little influencer, but I don't want to be one, to kind of feed the flames and feed the crowd with what we want. No, I want to be authentic, and I just do things I really want to do and want to share, and mostly this is really trivial stuff on Instagram. If I make a nice picture, now we are in COVID shutdown. So I take lots of walks with my daughter, and whenever I on a little mountain here, when I take a picture and send it there on Instagram, because it's kind of I get it, the algorithm needs fodder. They need to be fed and do these things, but I don't want to overdo it. And with YouTube, I have now. As of today is the 27th of January, the 27th. I have 162 followers on my Megal Modash channel, and
congrats on that.
Yeah, thank you. I still have,
and thank you guys for following.
Yeah, thank you very much for following. I still have many more on my private account. So it's kind of the good thing for both of us is I have time. I have no overlords who tell me what I have to do. I just do things I want to do. And we just talked about, I talked with Dimi K from Greece, and he told me how to put in hashtags. I didn't know, I mean, I could do research, and I can do, how to do it correctly, and how to feed the algorithm, and how to be always, prominent and featured and whatever. Yes, you can do all this, or you just do what you like and do a little bit of it, that it doesn't mess up your day, and that you can, that you keep your mind healthy, because otherwise you're always thinking, okay, I could do this. You can always do more. This applies to everything. You can always do more music. You can do more workouts. You can do more, better diet. You can spend more money, time, money also, time with your family and all these things. There's always the possibility to do more, but it comes with a price. And this is what I realized. It's kind of like we say. I work in the IT business, and sometimes it is enough to have 80% of what you can do, and you can achieve this very easily. If you want to get 100% or even more, the last 20% of this 80% are so much more strenuous and so much more time consuming to get to the perfect thing. It's the same with music. You can polish a song until it's perfect and crisp, and then people don't care for it, because they listen on their little iPods on it and don't even hear the little nuances you put in there. My point is, and this, sorry, I told you it will be a long rant because I thought about it quite a lot. The closing argument is, find a routine you can sustain. Because I'm the same as you, when I find something new, I do it the whole time, and I want to do more, and I want to see more clicks, and see, I could do this, and I could do more, and I can get how to do, I watch how to video on YouTube, and there's more things, and you can, it's all there. It's cool, do it if you want, for a while, but then kind of bounce back. It's like the pendulum swings to one direction. It should not swing too much in the other direction. It should kind of get the middle, get your equilibrium. Your middle ground, that you have a healthy work-life balance or whatever, social media balance. Yet that's one of the reasons I'm not on Facebook anymore, because it messed me up too much. I had a lot of followers I had like almost 1,000 followers on Facebook. There was so much messages, and I have to be so careful what I put out. I kind of just closed they don't really let you close it. It's still there somewhere, but I decided I'm not on Facebook anymore, because it messes you up. And this is, watch yourself, watch if it is good for you, if you feel good, if you feel bad. That's also the reason why I don't care about the following things. Sometimes I get a few followers, and when it drops down, we talked about this. The overall trajectory is going up, and that's all that counts. So one day I lose 5, the next day I get 6 or something. It's all fine. It's cool. And yesterday I had my radio show, and after the radio show I got a guy who wrote me on Twitter, "Oh, I have a cool song," and I listened to it. Hey, really cool song, and I'm gonna play it in one of my next shows. I'm gonna, so things slowly get there, and I like it this way. It's easier to go slow. Maybe that's also sorry, I'm going from one thing to another. You know me now. I can talk a lot.
A lot to say about that.
Yeah.
Just a lot to say about that. I totally understand that.
As much as I want to, be big and famous and whatever, I also realize it's better to keep it slow and to keep it, because when you can keep up with it, because there will be more things. I don't know, once I hit a certain amount of subscribers, when people will ask me, okay, can you advertise for this, or can you do this and that? And that's fine, and I will talk with them and see if. But then I have to think about, okay, then I have to really bill it as a business, and also let the tax bureau know and things, so that I'm in the clear and not too much. And it's all fine. It's cool. Love what you're doing, and if people recognize you for it, cool, really cool. Go for it. But if they don't, just keep on doing it. I mean, if you enjoy it, that's maybe, okay, that's really the closing argument now. Do what you enjoy. In music, in life, in whatever. And this holds true for most of the people, because, I mean, there's like 2% of sociopaths and stuff, so they shouldn't do what they like, because they can be really, really bad, like if you're a sadomasochist or whatever. So take it with a pinch of salt. But usually, just do what you like. Enjoy it, and then people will recognize you for that, because I'm not lying when I'm saying, oh yeah, I really like to get to know people and I'm interested in them. That's for me the fun part. As I don't have any overlords who tell me what I have to do, I reach out to people I really want to talk to, and yeah, and that's fun. I honestly want to get to know the people I talk to, and I also honestly like the music I play in my radio show, and I also put in my in my playlist. There was one little exception though, but this was also because I was so amazed that this guy came. I don't know if you know Danny Elfman. He's a big composer, for big Hollywood blockbuster movies. And he made a song, and it's in my playlist currently. You can check it out, Danny Elfman. And I have to admit here, the song is... Here I was really swayed, because I was just so blown away that Danny Elfman asked me to put a song in my playlist. And that's why I put it in there, because I'm such a huge fan. The song itself is... okay, a little bit weird. So it fits in a way. It fits into my playlist. But my point is, if it wouldn't have been Danny Elfman, I would have not put it in. It's kind of like, I don't know what your favorite bands is, but if Sisters of Mercy asked me to put in a song, I would not say no. You get my point. So it's
like
it's kind
if
of
Limp Bizkit asked me to do it.
Exactly. If they ask you, oh, just put in the song, and you're like, the song is not the greatest, but
Fred, of course, why not?
Yeah, exactly. So I have to admit that. But this is very, very rarely happening, and always put only things in my playlist or in my radio show I really like, and I don't dislike the song. It's just a little bit weird. It's hard to digest. And usually I'm going for more easier stuff. Let's put it this way. It's quite experimental and stuff. But I was just like, oh, okay, Mr. Elfman, I'm here. I will oblige.
Very funny, interesting. story. That's interesting point that you said to kind of do what you love. I can track that. We speak about it a lot, like do what you love, do what you like. Sometimes I feel like we should explain what it means, like do what you like. Well, what the hell is that? And what I see behind these words is there is some things that you are in balance with, like recording sessions, when you already know your schedule, or when you know when you are going to do next session in the record, which is why you thing is you know when you do it, because you do it for a while and you in balance with that. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes something happens that changes the whole algorithm, or the whole day for you.
Mm-hmm.
And what is bad, I think, is when you drop everything, like
Mm-hmm.
these recording sessions, in
Uh,
sake of something new. Yeah,
mm.
at the same time, it's important to be able to try new things out, because on the other side, we see situations where projects basically stagnating through the years
Mm-hmm.
because nothing changes. So we have kind of two sides of this situation, where when it's too much of new, when you damaging all the stuff that you already do, and where it's not enough of new, when you, I don't know, don't grow anymore,
Mm.
because
That's a
anything that you do, it has its own maximum. And you have to find some that can change it. What I'm trying to say, the point is we need to find two things, I think, in this episode. First thing is how to get out from your comfort zone, to
mm-hmm.
learn new stuff, to do
Yep.
new stuff, to add it into your day. And second thing is how to do it actually without damaging something that you already do.
Yeah, it's a really good point, and I just thought about it as you were talking. I realized, okay, this now it's getting philosophical because you kind of should know how you tick, and this is in the past I was like, okay, I have to do every day. I have to write some music. I have to practice singing, and I have to do this and this and that. But I realized that's not how I am. I realized that I'm kind of a phases person and I need to be in a special mood to do things. Of course, with the talks, and I schedule them, I schedule them in advance. I'm scheduled for the next 2 weeks already. So this is more like work or business. This is easy to do because how I set up the talks, I'm a little bit prepared, but not too much because I don't want to, on purposely I don't want to know too much about the person before so that I can find out during the talk because I like this to take the listener on a journey and to find out with me, and it's more sincere and honest if you, oh, I didn't know that. And then, you can get into this when you read all the biographies. So, yeah, I know you did this and that, it's not so exciting anymore. So that's
Yeah,
one
it
one
creates
thing.
some kind of flow.
I have a structure here and I know exactly what is going on. With music, I'm living into phases. Sometimes I really don't feel like doing much music or doing, practice singing or putting down vocals for thing or writing lyrics or something. And sometimes I really feel like, oh, I'm in the mood. I usually call it, if the muse kisses me, like we say in German, wenn die Muse dich küsst. If when you're in a special place where things really can happen and you feel it that you have this creative energy, you have this spark in you. It's not always working that at exact this moment I can do it because I have a family, I have work, I have other things. So, but if this happens, if I can feel it, then I do it. And this is when a phase when it happens to me that I do 3 songs in a row and then do 2 weeks nothing. And this is what I meant with a philosophical. You need to know yourself how because in the past I was like anxious about myself, like, oh, I haven't done something for a month, and I mean I always do things, but kind of like, oh, I haven't really taken care of music and this and that and stuff. So
Of something particular, right?
exactly, of something particular that everyone, if you go out there on the YouTubes and you see what all the people will tell you, you have to do every day. You have to write music. You have to do this. You have to practice. Da, 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 da. Yeah, do that. I mean, if you want, I know how I tick now, and I know that I live in phases. And sometimes I'm professional enough that I always can, if you would ask me now, tomorrow is a concert and I want you to sing 10 songs, I would be there. I can do it. Of course, with more preparation, I would be better. I still be able to do it. But if I don't have a deadline, or if I don't have something, then I wait for the for the right moment for me, for myself, when I feel, oh yes, now I'm in the perfect spot, in the perfect zone to write good lyrics or to sing, or I'm inspired. That's basically it. I'm inspired to do that. I'm professional enough that I can bring me to this point, but as I'm a nobody, I'm a little artist. Nobody cares if I bring out an EP every year or every month or something. There's nobody waiting for me to do that.
There is no deal where you
Exactly. I don't.
keep stricted amount of new works that you have
Exactly.
to, not
Exactly.
want to, but have to.
Exactly. This is the overlords I don't have. I don't have a label who kicks me and says, "Oh, you have to do something." Sometimes this is bad because sometimes deadlines help to get things done
Indeed.
and achieve something. And sometimes it's really good because you don't have a deadline and you don't have to finish, and when you're not happy with the product or whatever you deliver. So I mean, once again, a balance, equilibrium. You have to find a balance with it. I found my peace with it, that I'm in the mood to do that. And for me, as music, what I said, you need to do something what you really like. And if I don't feel it, I don't do it because I don't have a label. I have nobody to push me. But of course, now I'm not allowed to talk about it yet, but there will be a live rendition. We're working on this. And so there's a deadline, and I'm happy for it because it kind of pushes me that I need to be ready at a specific date to deliver the songs we want to deliver and make it right, and make a little show and cool video stuff. So, this helps too. So once again, you have to find your balance. For myself, and this is once again, I close with that. I know how I function, and so as silly or strange as it might sound to other people, know how you work, how you work best. Sometimes you need somebody who kicks your butt and asks, for a certain deadline, get this done by this date and stuff. And then you work for it. Creativity comes only if you don't force it. For me, like when you're a musician and I'm a musician. If I sit down and you say, okay, Tobias, write a song. Tomorrow I want to have it. I can do it. I can write you a song. It won't be the greatest. It might not be a piece of crap, but it's just a song. But if I feel I'm inspired and then write a song, then it will be so much better because it comes from a different way of doing things. That's my point. You need trust yourself in your instincts and feel when you are ready for creativity, for art and things. Because you need craftsmanships, you need the just the skills to build something. Of course, you need that. But if it's inspired, then it's even better. That's my point, There is a formula, a scheme you can follow and put, this, and then it will be good. But will it be great? And, and great is also, let's not go there, what tastes are so different and so whatever, and you change and the world changes and stuff. My point is, I know how I work, how I function, and I'm at peace with that. I feel, my friend Simple Fixty from Norway, where I do the King Sinister project with, and I still have 2 songs I have to finish for our next, it will be a full album, and I haven't done it yet because I'm not inspired. But I have finished this last week 2 other songs, because I was inspired. So I'm not forcing myself because I know one day I'm like, oh, today, I really want to do it, and then I do it. So that's my advice to all the people. I know it's not for everyone because not everyone is the same. You know, some people are really reluctant to do anything if they don't get any pressure, and some people do way too much and then kind of burn out because they are too much in it. So you have to find your way of dealing it with this.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. And I also have one thing to add to your point of view on this thing to make it more understandable, I guess. So the thing is, you reminded me about one thing that I use. I even wrote it down to not forget to speak about it. So the thing is, we have such process like creativity process where there is no clear metric of result. You can be inspired or you cannot be. You can be not inspired. Yeah, it's hard to kind of understand where you. It's too abstract, thing, creativity stuff. We have processes that easier to measure. Same social media, where you have pretty clear measurings.
Measure, yeah,
Uh, like
KPIs they call it, key performance indicators.
there is another thing I wanted to speak about is what I call perfect session. Something that you make like it's cycle of time.
Mm-hmm.
It can be week for someone, it can be day for someone, it can be month, depending on your preferences and definitely depending on your like what are you doing? Are you YouTuber or you musician or you just a businessman or you just anyone else? So the perfect session and is thing that describe like minimum amount of stuff that you able to do in some particular time amount like week or day, and you be like, what is my perfect session, like perfect day and minimum amount of stuff that you want to be done, processes that you just did, like with Nike, just do it. I like
Mm-hmm.
this saying because I think the key thing about this is not to do it like make it done, but just keep doing it, what
Consistency and
leads us
persistency.
come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there is like keep doing it stuff when you have the perfect session, when you have some kind of stuff to do in the day, like you wake up in the morning and you need to do something like and depending on your, yeah, I'm starting to a little bit getting distracted. So the thing is numbers can help a lot with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have some kind of abstract processes and you can't say by some processes like did you moved forward through the session that has been done for today, like record session,
Mm-hmm.
in my case it's too abstract to say about it. You need to some kind of clear understand, more clear way to measure this. Like at the end of the day I found myself when it comes to persistency from perspective of creativity, does it make sense? I don't measure like to make the project 10 seconds longer, like every day take 10 seconds and in a week you already have 70 more seconds. I just got simple goal to open the project every day. This is all I need to do. I don't need to even change anything. I just need to have a time in a day when I just open the project, be what it be. If I can't do anything, I don't do. I just listen. What
Mm-hmm.
did I do before? And yeah, I close it. And sometimes it happens, but usually this clear understanding. First of all, you don't think too much. You don't overthink stuff like it was before when I be like, okay, I will open it. And I don't know how I finish this strings, session. How do I switch to more silent part and stuff like this? If you start to think about this before the process, yeah, it not, I think, end up well for you. You just
Mm-hmm.
will overthink it. But if you just have a simple goal to just open the project, I suggest to do it a lot of people who like Alex. I don't know what to do. It's like I'm trying to do this thing, but I don't know how, and I started to ask what is happening, and it's always about overthinking, and we can do it by using the numbers. Like if it's two abstract processes, like a recording session, or other people also do podcast or stuff like that, just open the dictaphone, start something. You don't even need to finish it. You just open it and yeah, see
Mm-hmm.
where it leads. Another numbers metrics is minutes or hours, if you will. when you just also have not like clear measuring for stuff that you do. In these cases, you can also to get a goal to work on this for 30 minutes, and that's all. You don't need some kind of result. All you need
Hmm.
is to spend time. Like, for example, you cannot measure communications with people, but
Yeah,
at the
and,
same
and
time,
and
you
you also
cannot.
cannot measure creativity. It's if you just because you spend 40 minutes doesn't mean the 40 minutes are inspired. That's my point from earlier. If you just push some buttons for 40 minutes, that's okay. But on the other hand, in German we say sometimes the appetite comes by eating. So sometimes if you sit down and start it, you're not inspired and you're like, oh man, I don't really want to go it. And when you start and when you get into it, and when it's 2 hours later and you realize, oh man, I don't know where the time went, but it was so cool and you really enjoyed it. So it's sorry when I interrupt. Are you finished? Because I have a few things to say.
Yeah, basically, I'm finished. Thing is, yeah, you said that you can't just sit in a project for 30 minutes and hope that it will change it by itself. Which is why, yeah, I have this metric of not spending some time in project, but just opening the project and to
Mhm.
listen. This is clear thing. It's like you can say yes or no to this thing. Like, did I open the project today? No or yes? Did I listen it all that has been created before? Like, did I listen to this project one time? This is clear thing. You always
Mhm.
can say yes or not. This
It,
is
it, it
all I
doesn't.
wanted to say. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. So it doesn't really. Anyway, my spin on it is be consistent and persistent, because this is what you just described. Is like what I said. It's this is the craftsmanship of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you're the 40 minutes you're sitting on the project and listening to it that you get inspired, but you might get a new idea, or maybe not. But at least you did it. This is what your point. At least you've been there,
And at the
and
same time, you save time.
exactly, and you gave yourself the opportunity to do something. But I also, before we talked today, before we recorded today, we talked a little bit about it. I'm consistent with my YouTube videos and stuff, and the more I talk with people, the more I find out how little I know about how to use YouTube right. I have no idea. I have no clue. And I told you with shout out to Demi K. I talked with Demi K from Greece, and he told me how to put in hashtags in the videos. And yeah, I could have researched that, but I didn't found it worthwhile to waste, not waste, or to spend my time in checking out how I can do my videos better. See, for me, the good part is in doing my videos, I find out how to do them better because I talk with people who are also doing the same things. I mean, this is also a good thing, to surround you with people, and I guess you will agree with it. If you're a musician, talk with other musicians, make collaborations, make things, reach out to people and say, oh man, I really like this sound. How did you do it? How can you achieve it? There is this guy, Nanomancer from the UK, who's really into, oh man, I really like his music. And he does everything by real machines, He doesn't use
I've
any
heard him on your
computer stuff.
radio.
Yeah, exactly. He makes some really cool music. Anyway, my point is just do what you like and put it out. Be persistent and consistent, and you will get better. You maybe sometimes I don't really know. For me, this is not a problem, but sometimes it can be a hindrance if you compare yourself to the well accomplished artists who are out there, and everything is polished, and they don't forget they have a lot of money behind it, and they can use big production and stuff. So it's better to do something in your little capacity you have than don't to do anything, because once you put out things, you can say, oh, you can show it to other people. You can say, oh, look, this is what I did. And then other people can say, oh, yeah, this sounds great. You could have done this snare drum a little bit better. Or then you learn. You get into this. Of course, don't forget, you also have to have a thick skin, because people will not always respond nicely to things. And just a little side note, I read some criticism on SubmitHub that my criticism I give to artists is often too harsh and not friendly. And I was like, okay, I was about to change my site where I kind of introduce myself on SubmitHub and say, guys, I'm German. If you cannot handle the truth, we like to be straightforward. We want to tell you what. Nobody wants to be put down, but you cannot grow if you just hear all the time, oh, this is great, this is the best you can ever do, this is so good, so good, then you will stagnate. You will go stale. And I'm as everyone else, I would like to hear, oh, Tobias, this is a great show and this is the best music you ever did, and I want to hear that. That's really nice. I'm a person too. But it will not help me in my progress at all, because it's just kind of like, oh, I did it perfect. So, yeah, well, all done. I'm accomplished. That's it. No more goals, no more things that I can do better, no more better mastering, mixing, or whatever. Take this as a learning opportunity as well, to not be complacent. You have to, once again, you have to find the equilibrium. You have to find the balance between being happy what you have done or what you're doing, but also striving to become better at it. But it will happen automatically if you are a guy who exercises a lot as well. If you train a muscle every day, or maybe not every day because it needs some rest as well, but if you consistently train a muscle, it will become better, stronger and bigger and whatever. And the same is with music. If you do music, like you just said, every day you open it, and when you hear, oh, no, today I'm not inspired, so you leave it there, and the next day you are inspired, or you just hear, okay, no, I mean, this kick drum is a little bit too loud or too low, and then you just fix it, and the next day you fix something else, you will get somewhere, And this is what I just wanted to say: consistency and persistence, and be open-minded and be open for criticism. And I was really pissed as I read this on SubmitHub, and I was like, guys, I don't want to sugarcoat things. I want to tell you the truth. I mean, because often people don't even check my channel, what I'm about, and send me any, I wanted to say bullshit music. It's not bullshit music, but it's completely wrong for my channel. So then I have to tell them in nice words, and I think I say it in kind of nice words, that, I kind of say, did you check my channel? Did you check how my playlist, I told you this before, how my playlist is called? Why did you send me this country folk song? I mean, I might like it, but it's kind of wrong for what I'm looking for. So I try to tell them nicely that we are wrong here. And so, yeah, maybe I should be a little bit more nice. But on the other hand, man, my point is, it doesn't help you if I sugarcoat it too much that you don't understand what I'm telling you anymore. If you say, oh, this sounds really great, and yeah, I
There
really
is
can get
interesting
into.
part in this.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Yeah, interesting is a good word. And oh man, yeah, I really can see that somebody can get into it. Oh, and when you have no idea what's going on, be maybe with closing thought for this. Be on the lookout for people who give you too much praise. Who say everything is perfect, because this is kind of dishonest. Because everything can always be improved. Everything.
This all brings us to getting surrounded by stuff that you have clear understanding. I mean, when you have a clear opportunity to say yes or no, like, did I listen at this project? Yes. Did I edit it? Did I made this thing? Yes. Did I spend I don't know, 10 minutes of communicating in Instagram? Like, yes or no? Again, yes or no? Like, did I check my inbox, like messages in social media? Yes or no? Also, you said about researches on YouTube when you said like you know that you can improve something, but you don't kind of have a time to research it, to
I
look
don't
for
I
it.
don't
Yeah.
use the time. That's actually quite good that we both are talking, because I'm completely different from you. I know you now a little bit. I don't know how long we know each other, but you are very structured and organized, and I'm a little bit of that, but this doesn't come easily to me. I'm not very structured. I'm kind of in the moment guy. Of course, I told you with my talks, I need to set up things, and I need to be prepared at certain times, and all this. But I kind of really, I don't. I take it as it comes. I'm more like, oh, let's see what happens, and I'm always happy to learn something. You are much more structured and kind of level-headed and really think about what you're doing. I remember as we talked, a while back on the phone. Oh, you said to me, I have to research this first. I have to find out what it means and what it's going on here. You're really, really particular, and this is good. And so I really like, that we are friends, and because we are so different, and we can see how things go. You can become a little bit more my way, and I become a little bit more your way. This doesn't mean that I'm completely change, or you should completely change. Everyone is, very, how you say, going back to what I said before, know how you tick, and I tick differently than you, and I will not change that, but I can kind of get a different mindset a little bit on it, because we are talking about it, and I see how you do things, and you see how I do things, and when we can, this works and this doesn't work for me and stuff. And I'm not talking about algorithm and feeding the machine that you get more views. It will happen by itself. That's my point of view, because if you like what you're doing, and if you're doing it persistently, consistently, then things will take notice. Of if you really mean it. But we can both help each other, because we can both inspire each other. You do things this way and I do it this way, and when Alex has a point here, I can do more persistent. What you just said with every day, just open a project and listen to the music you did. You don't have to change anything, just listen to it, and then you did it, and you gave yourself the opportunity to change something, and maybe even always at the same time. Or if you're like more like me, when you need some inspiration, when you feel inspired, or if you have time, because you don't have kids or something. Sometimes you are inspired, but when you have to, but it's not. That's what I meant earlier. This is not lost. Of course, I have a family because I wanted a family, so I'm not complaining here, and. It's not a bad thing to be inspired with your daughter, and play games with her or whatever. Even if you want to finish this kind of heavy metal song at the moment, then, I learned to live with it, because I know there will be another spark of inspiration, another spark of creativity, and it will come. So be calm. Be in the moment. Just if you can at this moment do it, then do it. And if not, or if you can stick to certain routines like you can, do it, because it's helpful. And then just think about it. You opened your project and you listen to it. No, don't. And then you go and do something else, and then it hits you. Oh, man, this is exactly what I needed to do. And then you go back and fix it. So. This is how things are. As stupid as this sounds, I have often the best ideas under the shower, because when I kind of like, showering away, and when I'm like thinking about, this and and then I come out of a shower, and what I usually did is writing messages to myself, little emails and emailed to me, because when I keep them in my mailbox until I finished them, until I worked on them. So find your way. Or you said with the dictaphone, just put a message in, and then follow up later when you feel you have the time or the resources to do so. I do the same. Basically, is find a way for yourself to make it all palatable, to make it all workable for yourself. And we are in this thing, a good example. We are very different, but we have the same goal, and this kind of unites us. I mean, you can find a lot of videos where it says, "This is the way to do it, and then you will be successful."
A lot of such stuff, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Watch one of his videos, and then you will be successful. Yeah.
Watch it before you do that.
Because, I mean, this is, of course, sarcasm if you didn't get it, for the listeners out there. Yeah, you can get inspired by it. And this video is about inspiring you how to do things. But in the end, this is the philosophical thing, you have to see how you tick. You cannot change yourself so much because there's certain genes or things, how you do things, and you have to find it. That's why, there is no diet for everyone. Somebody like this or cannot digest this, or and this is the way it is. We are all the same, but we are completely different. If you take the human race, we are all the same, yeah, but no, everyone is a different individual.
This is pretty clear closing thought.
Oh yeah, I didn't thought about it. I spilled some things here, so that's why I'm kind of a little sorry.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And about consistency, it's also a good way to start. I think to install the calendar on your phone if you want to do something. Yeah, and for example, we had this session example when you just open your music project.
Mm-hmm.
You can add it like into calendar. For example, you know that every evening you have sometimes at 7 p.m., for example. So yeah, the thing is get this thing into your calendar and then you kind of set it on repeat, like repeat it every day for next month, and the next month you will see this thing, like you have to do this is how I balance stuff usually when I trying to learn to add some new elements, new actions to my day. It coming back to perfect session concept. When you imagine your perfect day, some people also, by the way, have a little bit opposite but also useful thing that called, I guess they call it zero free day, which is called like a day when you not lost the day. I mean, when it's something that has at least one thing that has been done, like something changed for this day. Zero free day, for example, it can be the same project or the same training. The day when something done, like the day if someone would delete it from your life, you would lose something. Zero free day. I found this concept a week ago on YouTube. Guy shared with me, not with me, with his viewers. So I also like this concept. If you don't feel like to add 10 tasks on your day, if it's too stressful, you can find a piece with these zero free days. Like add this thing into your calendar and make it on repeat for 30 days. 30 days is enough to make you get too used to it. Now, little things is actually big things.
Yeah, no, and that's a good point. A routine, having a routine helps also with that. That's why I'm kind of absolutely down with you when you open your project every day, and even if you don't do something, at least you listen to it and you had the opportunity to do something, and then you think about it later anyway. And also with a radio show, just yesterday, my radio boss came to me after the show. I mean, via chat. He really enjoys my show, and I remember in the beginning I was like, this live stuff, and now I'm kind of really relaxed and doing it easily, and so he's really impressed with what I'm doing because I did it consistently. I'd always do it and do it and do it, and now he wants me to do more shows. So we're gonna talk about this on the weekend. I don't mind. I like radio. It's fun. The only thing I don't want to do is kind of repeat myself. Like having two shows like I have right now, because my show is quite a mixed bag, and I like I play from metal to rock to electronic to whatever. I play a mixed bag show. I could do 2 per week, of course. I mean, I have enough material. That's not a problem. I get lots of songs sent, but I don't want to do that.
You can do 7 the week, but it's all about
exactly.
your balance.
First of this is a thing, and I don't want to repeat myself in a way that I already have this show. So if I do a second one, okay, there's nothing new to it. When we are going back to this learning thing, I want to learn something new. So I don't know what he wants to talk with me on the weekend, because he said he had an idea for me what I should do. What I'm thinking, he will maybe propose is a collaboration show, that I do a collaboration with somebody else, and then we talk a little bit on the show and play music. I don't know what will happen. My point here is more like I was really bad at the beginning, but I always liked radio, and I did it, here in my hometown for years already. So I'm not a newbie, I like it, and I like to listen to the radio. I listen every day to the radio. That's something I really like, and maybe call me old-fashioned or whatever, but this is my thing. Yeah, I'm open for things, and I got better because I like it, and I like to do things. Let's see what he has to propose. I might have a new show soon to announce. Let's see. But yeah, when we're getting back, on the topic of today, I have to be careful if I can manage it, because at the moment in the pandemic, I have much more time for this, because, there is nothing else. There is no concerts I want to attend. There is, nowhere I can go, because you cannot meet friends and stuff. At the moment, yes, but I also think about it. Is it sustainable in the future? But I don't want to start something that I cannot really see that I can do it for a longer
Yeah,
time.
this is a long-term game. I'm like, yeah, you need to understand, like, you can do it now, but will you able to do it later? Yeah, this is definitely a question that deserves the attention.
Exactly. This is the reason why I moved. I had the Friday spot, and I really liked the Friday spot for my show, because it's perfect. It's kind of the end of a week, and then I leave you into the weekend with it. But I realized, okay, once the pandemic is over, I'm gonna have gigs on Friday, or I'm gonna travel somewhere, or have a long weekend off, or when Friday will be not the best day to do a show. Because I want to persistent and I want to do it. So that's why I moved to Tuesday now, and Tuesday is it's much more sustainable for the future. Once the pandemic is over and I can play shows with my band again. Then we might leave on Friday evening to do a show on Saturday somewhere else. If you're gonna travel there. I just knew for the future it wouldn't be a sustainable date, even if I like the date itself. But yeah, a better person, who's more into this, could have done. Oh, I could do this show from my iPhone or whatever, but I'm not doing it. I'm doing it from my computer. And so I kind of need to be in my studio to do it.
Yeah, live from my phone, it's kind of
Yeah, and
not with
also
me. At least.
it's also not nice for the listener. I think Also, I want to take the listeners seriously. So I'm here. I'm dedicating my time, because the listeners also dedicate their time, and so it's kind of take them seriously. So I take them seriously, and I'm happy that they're there. And for me, it's fun to chat with them, and or to get some feedback that people actually listen, like the guy who sent me a song and stuff. So this is exactly what I'm about, to kind of be approachable and be consistent. Anyway, I'm babbling on.
Yeah, it's a window of opportunity for you to maybe reconsider even the format that already is now some field to experiment, basically.
Exactly. And the good thing, what I said a couple of times already, is I started with this, and I didn't know how it will land, and I knew it was kind of a tougher show, because it's not specifically aimed for a certain audience. It's all mixed bag stuff, kind of different genres and different mixes and things, and hard songs and soft songs. So it's kind of a hard sell, and but I enjoyed doing it, and I got better and better and better. And now I get recognition. This is just, you can say, my radio boss, but he works in the real world radio stations and stuff. So he's a pro, you could say. He knows what he's doing, and now I get recognized by him, and he likes what I'm doing. And last night he told me it was a great show, and I started from zero, and I got there, and because so do what you like, and you will get recognized. It might take forever, or you might not get recognized at all, but in the world we're living today, where you can have your own video podcast show, a radio show, whatever, you can have your
Whatever
own
you want.
radio server, just find something what you really like and do it consistently. Get a routine. That's really now a closing thought.
Makes sense to exam, like if you're able to do it daily, and the best way to exam it, to try to do it daily.
Mm-hmm.